Another song you've probably never heard before, but it does feature a guy named Jack White, or as he was known back then, Jack Gillis. Again, I will get to that. Those are the Henchmen with Some Other Guy from 1998. Now we can finally talk about something familiar, the White Stripes. That part of Jack's story is coming up next.
More of the secret history of rock coming up. Let's get back to the secret history of rock with Alan Cross.
All right, let's be very clear about this. When Jack White met Meg White, Jack's name was Jack Gillis. Got that? Meg was working at a blues bar in the Grosse Pointe area of Detroit. They got to talking, which evolved into Meg coming over to Jack's place where she bashed on some drums. They took a liking to each other, and they eventually got married. Yes, married. The whole thing about them being brother and sister was just a smokescreen. They were married on September 21st, 1996. And Jack, being a progressive sort of dude, chose to take Meg's last name instead of the other way around. And that's when Jack Gillis finally became Jack White. Jack and Meg started playing around Detroit as this loony two-piece band, something that almost no one was doing back then. They called themselves the White Stripes. Their last name was White, after all. And Meg had a thing for red and white peppermints, which became their signature colors, too. The first White Stripes album was released on June 15th, 1999. But less than a year later, March 24th of 2000, Jack and Meg were divorced. But it must have been a very pleasant divorce because they kept playing and recording together. The White Stripes released 6 albums between 1999 and 2007, each one bigger and more successful than the one before it. And as indie rock became more mainstream and more powerful through the aughts, the White Stripes were right out front.